Yeah, hello. I hope you can hear me clearly. And this is another part of lectures. It's a continuation of the logical functions that we saw when it comes to working with text in Microsoft Excel. Now, we were able to look at some logical functions such as the proper, the upper, the lower, and the length. And then we worked on some data here, as you can see on the screen. Now, we also have the other functions that we are going to be looking at in these lectures, which is the concatenate, find, and then search. All right, now basically we are going to be starting first with this find. Thereafter we go to search, and then we look at the concatenate. Now this is how find works. Remember, it's a function, so when you're writing the find, you have to start it with equal sign. And then all right, thereafter we have the three different arguments. These are called arguments inside this function, and you have to provide the arguments, such as this is to find the text. Right, this is kind of a guide to let the user of Microsoft Excel, you as a data analyst, to know the values to put on when you are working with your data. So one is the find the text. This is the text that you are finding. All right, and then we have within a text. So this is a text you are going to be providing. Is either you are typing the text here, or then maybe you already have a cell. For example, this particular cell M2, then N2, and then O2. Right, let's say you are finding a particular text. It could be a letter inside this text, and then we have another argument for finding the start number. Where do you actually want? In Python we call it slicing, Python pandas. So we slice the text. Do you want it to start from an index of 0, 1, and then to find the text you are looking for? But you can always omit this start number. So once you omit this start number, what Excel does is that by default it starts from the first letter and then goes to the right. Okay, that's how Excel works. These functions called find and the search. Now let's quickly get started. All right, we have name here, Ifyok Akpan Limited. Let's say you'd want to find a letter I, and then inside this text, so you can use the find function here by using the equal sign. Right, in your keyboard type equal sign, and then write find, open a bracket, and we can see first here find the text. So what are we looking for? Let's say we are looking for O. So open here and then use small letter O. All right, then comma within which text. So we are looking at this text here, if you're, let's close this bracket and hit enter. So we have here starting from the capital I, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can see that we find it at the 4th place here. All right, now I want to also make you understand that when it comes to the use of find function is case sensitive. All right, because this find and search works almost similar, but the difference is that search is not case sensitive, while find is what is case sensitive. All right, so if you are looking for case insensitive match, I would advise you use the search function. So for example, let's say we convert this to capital O. All right, so this is what happens whenever a find function encounters error. All right, especially maybe when the text does not exist within the a letter or whatever you're looking for does not exist within that text. So it's going to return an error here, a value error. All right, and also let's take for example that you happen to find, let's say, a start number, and then this number exists outside the range. All right, for example, we have a capital I is number 1. That's how Excel understands it. Right, if you are using Python or other programming languages, it starts with index of 0. So I should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, but when it's Excel, it starts with 1. So I is 1, F, 2, I, 3, O, 4, K, 5. Now, if you provide a start number that is outside this range, you would also get an error, right? A value error. All right, and then if the start number is 0, because we said that start number should from 1 maybe to 5. Okay, if you provide 0 or you provide a negative number as a start number, you are going to get an error. Okay, so that's basically how to use the find function here. Now for the search function, use your equal sign, and then let's use search here. And then what is the text we are looking for? Let's say we are looking for capital letter O. Looking for capital letter O inside this text here. Let's close this bracket. So we can see that this is case insensitive, because looking at this, we do not have capital letter O, but since search function is case insensitive, you could see here that we have our answer. All right. Now for the concatenate, all right, let's look at a scenario where we are required, or we want to use the start number. For example, let's say we are looking for O, and then you are asking Excel to start looking for that O from 5, that's the 5th place. You are going to get a value error. This is because what you are looking for, this O, is not here. So if you want to look for the value O, or this letter O, you have to start from, let's say, probably from 4, okay, or from 3. So let's try 4 out. So I hope you understand what I'm basically doing here, right? Because if you count this letter, I is 1, F, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's how Excel understands it. And the position of O here is at position 4. So if you start to find this letter from that position 4, Excel will find it for you. But if you go from 5, Excel doesn't understand what you are saying. But if you can start searching it from 2, Excel will search that value from 2. The same thing applies to when you are using the find it, right? We are using the find function. Now the next one is the concatenate. So what concatenate does is that it's going to join 2 or more different texts that are maybe in different cells together. For example, let's say we have a record containing first name and then maybe last name of registered applicants, maybe for a program or a course, an event, and then you want to combine and have a full name column. All right, so it won't be proper for you to start copying and then pasting each of them to form a full name, right? So the concatenate functions allows you to do that, and this is how it works. So write your equal sign, and then you type concat. All right, we have your concat. Now it says what is the text one you are adding. So this is the first text. So it says with a comma, what is the second text you are adding. So click the second text, close your bracket. By default, this is what happens. There is not going to be a space. Looking at here, if your calcan is joined together without a spacing, all right, so you have to provide a space. And how do you do that? Go back to double tap here in between this comma and then the next text. All right, include a space by using this quotation mark. So Excel understands that what you are doing is that you are providing a space between these two texts. So hit your enter, and then we have the value here. If your calcan, so right here we can copy this value here. You can copy this. Let's say you want to form another one, just paste here. All right, you paste it as value. You paste it as value here. So we have a different column. Please don't paste it as formula, because we are using a formula to obtain values, and then copy the values and paste your result here as values to form a different column. Right, so that's basically how it works. I'll be stopping the lectures here. Now, next one, we'll be looking at the left, the right, the mid, and then we'll look at the replace and the substitute functions in Microsoft Excel. So I'm really glad that you've taken part to join in these lectures. All right, so see you next time.